I was only a faint whisper, and she was my grandmother. Her wrinkles were prayers of forgiveness for sins that were not her own.
Umthandazo wabolova couldn't save Brown Dash from dying with nothing in his hands. The gap between his teeth opened like a mass grave.
You are 14 years my senior. Of course there are no ulterior cravings other than to seek God in all his glory. Our filthy laundry is cleansed and worn. Repentance can be so tedious when the sin feels righteous.
So what we witnessed was Slam for Your Life, which is South Africa's first national poetry slam. And we were launching it at the National Arts Festival this year. And pretty much what is the competition? It's a poetry competition. We had 4 finalists from Gauteng, Western Cape, Eastern Cape, and KZN. We did events in each region, got the finalists, we brought them here for the finals, and we crowned South Africa's first slam champion. South Africa's first national slam champion, 2014, is Koleka Putuma. The winner, Koleka Putuma from Cape Town. I'm like, yay, a girl won and beat all the boys. I mean, as much as she's a young writer and a theatre graduate, she's putting in a lot of work, working with other young writers as well, and trying to inspire them, you know. So I think right now she's the strongest voice coming out of Cape Town, and now the strongest voice coming out of South Africa.
I feel great. It kind of feels like it hasn't sunk in yet, but I feel amazing and great and really honored.
I think slam poetry is the performance side of poetry. So traditionally, you know, poetry is read of books. So in the 70s, you know, the Americans started messing around and said, look, how do we make poetry more entertaining? So over the years, slam poetry has evolved. Where, for example, with Slam for Your Life, you know, music was used, costume was used. So we've incorporated a lot more theatrics to make it more appealing, more entertaining, and also to make it a much more multi-sensory experience, you know, as opposed to just a poet reading on a page.
Shall make it sing, to sing from dying alive, because how can it?
Well, we're working on a project called Connect Today, which is connecting the creative communities of the UK and South Africa, 18 to 35, and we've always seen spoken word as a great way to tap into that energy. I think that the talent here is as good as anywhere, and I think that's what we're trying to say is let's just give artist to artist connections and see where that goes, and that's really our remit, is about that connection and that collaboration.
La, 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 la. Every morning I wake up and stitch this withering skin, pack it in a backpack with other paints and act like nothing happened, because that's what life expects.
So we found that by introducing young people to slam poetry, it opens them up to reading. Now they want to go research. Who are the other slam poets? What else do they write? You know, I want to see their videos. I want to download their music. You know, so slam poetry is a beautiful way to introduce young people to literature.
And I think that maybe the British Council and the Connect Today project is all about mutuality. It's about saying we have more similarities than we have differences, and that we don't see cultural exchange as one side telling the other what to do and how to do it. And I think that we are engaging with the Department of Arts and Culture, and we're working on a season with them. And it's on the ball is in their court around arts education. And I think that there may be challenges, as there are in every country, but if you look at the talent that we saw today, there's obviously something working.
We are stray jigsaw puzzles hiding in the corners of the sky.
So I write a lot about religion and identity, and things that kind of, it's a mixture between the personal and political, mostly. I think the importance of poetry is that in a society where a lot of young people are sort of silenced, I think it's important to write things down and articulate those things and put them out there for people to know what we're feeling and what we're thinking, so that we are also we have an outlet in some way.
She can look forward to a whole year of traveling, opening up opportunities for her in the UK and South Africa as well through British Council, Connect Today program. She'll be performing at the Word and Sound International Youth Festival that we host in Joburg. But we're looking forward to putting her to work, opening up stages for her, and you know, platforms for her to sell herself, to grow.
But we really hope that what we've established here today is a new event that will run forever. It was a really good event. It was brilliant. Well, full house to see poetry in its multifarious forms in terms of not just the spoken word, but more performed word.
South Africa has probably the biggest well of talent, and it's based on the diversity, you know, because we've got so many stories, so many backgrounds. the languages that we have, the complexity of who we are as South Africans, I find that South Africa's got a lot more diversity, a lot more richer content. Creativity is still in our heads and our hands, so it's up to us to unleash that, and turn it into an economy.